At the beginning of the semester, I admitted that due to a lack of direction, I don't take the action I want to see in the world. I was very quick to justify my lack of education by mentioning the biases that I see throughout the media. Today, after completing the course, I want to label my former lack of education and direction and call it ignorance. The learning outcomes seek to encourage students to foster critical understandings of collective action for change, while emphasizing theoretical perspectives on global social movements. In coherence with this goal, I have grown to analyze social movements and form opinions on whether or not they should be deemed successful. Most importantly, the final research report demonstrates just this. I was able to apply theoretical course components while analyzing the Bell Let's Talk campaign and came to the conclusion that Bell's movement was merely an act of corporate social responsibility that fails to destigmatize mental illness. Before the course, I would have easily asserted that Bell is a company that works to remove societal stigmas and generously donates in doing so. However, that's not the case, and you'll find out more about this in the report. Students are also encouraged to explore the role of social movements in shaping democracy and analyzing historical and contemporary forms and engaging in informed discussions. Throughout class discussions, I had the opportunity to engage in meaningful conversation. As the course went on, I began to develop a more informed mindset that took into account what it means to shape democracy because of these very conversations. One of the main thoughts that changed weekly was answering whether bad publicity is good publicity in disguise because all publicity is raising awareness, which can be considered a goal of social movements. The outcomes also stress the development of critical reading, writing, and research skills, enabling students to use sources effectively and contribute to discussions with well-supported arguments. This leads to my own interpretations of the readings and the course sources. Kathleen Rogers' Protest, Activism, and Social Movements book was a constantly required reading and the one that I most commonly referred to locate terms, meanings, and theories. However, I truly connected with the suggested readings that weren't actually required. For example, Juliet Hooker's article, Black Lives Matter and the Paradoxes of U.S. Black Politics, discussed that due to the fact that citizens have conflicting political preferences, any policy decision therefore generates winners and losers, pushing the ideology that citizens must reconcile themselves to the losing experience. Sometimes I became too occupied to read the suggested readings, and I feel like that really did impact my learning experience. I feel like I missed out when I wasn't making the extra effort, which makes sense. The required readings felt like they served as a foundation, and although not required, the suggested ones proved to be valuable and equally as influential when I took the time and effort to read them. From the course, I can apply what I've learned regarding theories and historical elements to much larger tensions that will be with me beyond university. While the theories discussed in class were spoken in regard to social mobilizations and determining their efficacy, I can apply many of them to life beyond. For example, Rogers discusses the many identities behind a social movement, which address involvement and beliefs. These are adherent people, beneficiaries, constituents, or conscience constituents. In communications or human resources as a career, I can apply these concepts because with them and the thorough understanding of them, I'll be better able to understand and engage with diverse audiences. Further, I'll be able to empathize with stakeholders and effectively navigate through any conflict that may arise. Dating back to the beginning of the semester, I outlined my unwillingness to participate in social movements beyond somewhat of an adherent phase. I now know that if my excuse is I don't know enough about it, I'm merely ignorant. It is my job to educate myself on social mobilizations and assess my level of support. It is my job to make the changes that I want to see in the world and stand firmly, not shyly. So to answer whether or not I'll be participating in social movements in the future, yes, but I'll be participating in the ones that I analyze using the theories and concepts learned in this course to understand the intent of a social movement and everything behind it. And if I like it, I will support it with all that I have.